they're designed for 100 points, but they obviously then assume that the core set is all you own, so they actually have lists to play the mission just with what comes in the core set. So we've been playing those just with the recommended low point squads. Then we moved on, and it's moved up to some bigger 100 point and more lists. So it's been fun. As I say, I've been either stomping or getting stomped. And I'm looking forward to some of the next missions. The shuttle one actually sounds kind of interesting. Okay, names, there we go.
And
Danny
there you
Roy.
go. We are actually good to go now, guys. So
Alright,
everything's
so
inputted. If you want to just give Greg a second to run and do the announcement so everyone else can start at the same time. And then we'll be kicking off the first round of top 8.
and yeah, there are some dice in the dice tray. Which
They've been left over. I believe it was Patrick's, so we'll get them. You can
do
keep
that.
doing whatever, yeah. It's fine. As long as you don't set a dial.
Don't set the die?
No, sorry, as long you.
Don't reveal.
Yeah.
Glorious space.
So we good to start?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you can start whenever you're ready, guys. So the deployment for the asteroids is done there. It's a pretty tight cluster, so nothing much to worry about for either player. That is me minimising the timer. Apparently they can hear that on Twitch.
I was trying to ignore it all those times.
Yeah.
Hope that no one else could hear it. So it looks like one debris cloud in there.
Yeah, one debris. A mustachio rock. Unfortunately, no Horton in this game to take advantage of it.
So this looks like Ian has initiative. So he's placed.
I'm just going to pull the score off for deployment, guys, just so that we can see where all of the ships go. It will come back at the start of the round, don't panic too much.
So Ian taking initiative, or was he given an initiative? I didn't see that.
Neither did I.
So who chose initiative?
Ian chose
You had the choice
initiative.
and you kept it?
Yeah, we both wanted it.
Yeah.
Right, so Ian won the initiative choice and chose to have initiative, presumably so he can try and get in there and block.
Just let me double check, I'm sure of it, yeah.
Mandatory overtime. Oh. I'm glad we could help out with that. Because this is kind of mandatory overtime for me and Chris. I usually go home at 5 on Saturdays.
Yeah. I don't mind. It's a special occasion.
It's my baby's 8-month birthday, I guess, today, but I don't know if 8 months is really a thing. I guess when you're a baby, it's a monthly thing.
No, we had this discussion the other night actually. Well, I was talking about stuff on Nova Squadron Radio about the Hawk. Now that they've actually done an official errata on the Imperial Assault cards, which actually changes the text on the cards, I wouldn't mind seeing an errata for the Hawk, boosting it to 2 attack.
Yeah.
I don't think it would hurt anybody, and there's no precedent for it. Obviously, they changed the decloak mechanism for the Phantom card, but that wasn't actually printed on a ship. And I know there's precedent, I just don't see why they couldn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's so so bad, especially with the dial.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not so bad. Well, it's not quite as bad with the
Patrick realising he'd left his dice behind.
with the new damage deck that got rid of the card that can remove a secondary weapon.
Oh, Ian almost missing the handshake there. It's coming up.
What? You shook already.
I definitely remember a game where I was flying a hawk and got the crit to lose the turret, and yeah, then it's a completely dead ship. So it's not quite as bad, but still, you want the option. You know, if you've got a TLT and you're at range 1 in arc somehow, to only then have 2 dice.
Yeah. It's not a very rewarding ship to play, primary weapon rise.
Not at all. So, just having a quick look at the opening moves.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've all seen the setup now, so I'll bring the scoreboard back in. People are asking about the round, so there we go.
So this is the top 8, so quarterfinals. 3 other games going on.
Yeah. Everyone in, at least one player in each of the other games had already appeared on the cast, so this was the only one left with no one who'd appeared. So it worked out well for a random draw.
Yeah. We were trying to make the earlier rounds more interesting lists rather than players that we consider to be good necessarily.
I'm still impressed with Bill making the cut with Wes Johnson.
Yeah.
I'm unbelievably happy that a T65 that is not Biggs has made the cut.
Yeah, and he was actually in 4th after
Fourth
the Swiss, I
place,
believe. Yeah. But as we saw in round 2 when he was on the stream, he actually flew it really well.
Yeah, a lot of ability behind that flying.
Yeah.
Bill often handicaps himself with unorthodox lists,
Yeah.
but when they work really, really well.
Yeah. You know, I've talked with Bill a lot over the years about theory crafting and squad building, and he often has some off-the-wall ideas and plays lists that no one else plays, and sometimes it goes really bad, and other times, like today, things
works,
work out
yeah.
perfectly. Yeah.
I've been beaten by his Defender Swarm in a tournament before. That was
Yeah.
Bomber Swarm.
Right. Yeah, I was
That
going to
was,
say his bomber
embarrassing.
swarm used to be a thing.
Yeah,
What, 5 bombers was it?
yeah.
Yeah.
So a pretty cagey opening from both players here. We need to not talk too loud now because there's less background noise to pick up on.
Yeah.
But
Or at least not talk too much about what moves we should
yeah,
or we think they should make.
yeah. So it's going to be interesting the way the Scum Wise aren't going to suffer too much to a stress mechanic. Tor Hill doesn't need it that much either, so I don't think the stress hog should be too much of a priority.
No, they don't care that much at all.
Especially with Unhinged, he's got a lot more adaptability in how he's going to shed that stress than the stress hog does. To be honest, Gorlick, just buy 2 K-Wings. They're really good and they come with 2 TLTs in each. Missing out on the actual ships, I don't think is worth it for the money you'd save.
Yeah, K-Wings are good ship.
It's really good fun to fly. So, in continuing his relatively cagey opening, not committing too much to anything. Need to see what Poe does here, but I can expect either a bank around that rock or continuing the forward. But it'd be interesting. This is what I was hoping to see from Ian. The hard turn away forcing them to chase him. Which,
From Danny.
Yeah, sorry, from Danny. It always confuses me when I go through this way. I need to remember to try and set up my cameras better.
Yeah, 2 TLTs per K-Wing. So yes, it's definitely worth getting them. I have 3.
I've got 3 as well. 3 is the magic number. So Mutz sheds his stress, which I think is key, getting rid of it early.
Yeah. Yeah, stress for him is more of an issue.
Yeah.
Just because the dial is so bad.
Yeah. So Poe did just continue that forward movement. Nothing too adventurous.
Yeah.
Or say something and hear one of us go, oh yeah. Oh god.
That's why we thoroughly chat with colour commentary at the moment to try to not give too much away to each player. But yeah, I think the K-Wing, when I look at it as a pack, I think it's actually one of my favourite standalone packs.
Yeah.
The only problem I see with it is, especially when I'm giving newer players advice, not many people have emotional attachment to a K-Wing.
Yeah. I was just going to say, actually, when people ask what should I buy when I'm getting into the game, it's not one that I'll usually suggest, just because no one's heard of it, they don't know what it is, and they probably at that point aren't going to be heavy, like, I want to play TLT.
Yeah.
So you want to usually recommend stuff from the movies, things that people know. You know, try and keep it balanced between the two factions.
If you want to listen to some talk about bombing, you need to listen to Nova Squadron Radio's next episode. We cover the K-Wing and Punisher. So, Fetman22 is going to enjoy listening to that show.
Yeah, I've actually built a 3 K-Wing squad that's bombs.
Yeah.
That's something that I really want to try, like making bombs useful. I mean, they are useful, but they often just cut down your damage output.
You
Can't
actually get
enough
quite a
damage.
good mention on that show. I talk about a couple of bomb base which you ran against me in the build up to Worlds.
Yeah, I tried the Punisher, I tried K-Wings. I've got another 3 K-Wing list, all with bombs. Which, against some of the Aces lists, might do okay. Because they don't have a lot of hit points often. And if you can get that free damage. So yeah, in terms of measuring,
free hard again.
so in the chat, people talking about measuring, you're only supposed to measure if you are attempting a target lock action and you measure to the ship you're attempting to lock onto, and only that ship. And then if you are in range,
I believe he checked
take
for
that.
range of a bandit in the shooting phase, quite ironically knowing that it wasn't going to be in range.
Yeah,
That was
that's the other time you can check is in the combat phase. You can measure to possible targets before you choose your target.
Unfortunately, the definition of possible target is pretty loose.
Yeah, I think a lot of players would know that they're not in range. Not sure if there's that much advantage to be gained.
One Flame Titan, there's still an hour left in this game, yeah, asking about the next one.
Yeah, 1 hour and 2 minutes. This looks like it may be very tight. Poe. continuing this very cagey start.
Oh, right.
It's gonna fit.
I don't
The
think
nopes
that
don't
fits.
count.
You're better off taking the Z back off. Yeah.
So it looks like they've agreed they did not quite make it past. So yeah, once we're at this stage, things become very cagey.
At the moment, I can quite safely say that Danny is doing his best to drag the Rebel list into a chase, because chasing into TLTs is never a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, Ian with initiative is moving first. So there's
But I
clearly
did not
wanna
add
be-
in any markers for him,
Intended to have
so I need to number off the scum list.
Yeah. And of course, Ian's got the two Y wings, one of which is the stress bar.
Do you want to check which one the stress spot is? Just and we can use the colour. So Greg's going to check which one. So the yellow, the gold squadron is the stress spot. The one in the scum paint
red
scheme.
guy stress.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
No teaching.
So I will add in more stuff now.
Yeah, sometimes the bombs can be pretty nasty. I do recall quite a long time ago against this gentleman next to me when I tried the 4 Phantom list. Terrible list. Just because I wanted to try it because you can do it. And he was playing, was it Y-Wings with bombs?
3 bombers and
3 bombers?
a phantom. No, 3 bombers and something else.
And yeah, I totally forgot about his bombs. Flew straight past. Took a lot of damage from seismic charges. It was bad times.
I thought it was good times, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to try the 4 Phantoms just because, you know, you're rolling 16 attack dice, but honestly, you get that one decloak, and then after that,
You're never cloaking again.
you're basically never cloaking again, and the dial is really not good enough without that decloak. But I tried it. Just like I still want to try the 5 Kiraz fighters and 3 YV666s. I just need to get to play a game.
Yeah.
Green fried stage. I just did the exact same mistake.
So, player does have auto thrusters, I think.
Did I just mix them up?
Yeah, it's not integrated astromech. It is.
Oh, my bad. It is Paul Heaver's exact list from World, so I'll get that changed now, guys. Sorry.
So, continuing the
Chase.
slow chase across the board.
At some point,
It's not gonna matter.
Ian's going to have to break off his quicker ships, at which point the TLTs can start pumping the fire back out at him. Especially like the way that Danny's going to be able to move around these rocks now. Unless Ian keeps just moving them.
So yeah, I think Two phantoms and a defender using the phantoms as blockers. But if you're paying 25 points for a phantom as a blocker, you might as well pay 12 points for a TIE fighter as a blocker.
Or maybe I'm being too liberal with the reduced test.
I think that timer stands out a little bit more.
It does.
If that's horrible, let me know and I'll change it back. So back to Dow's again now.
So I think the plan for both players here is avoid each other as much as possible until the last 5 minutes and then kill one ship. I'm on to you.
It's okay. I don't think it's possible for everyone in Twitch chat to go to sleep.
It's because you're all watching.
You just add more pressure to them.
We want to make it the most exciting game ever.
And Danny's just run off, so
I think he might have left something over at the other two. He's got all his dials ready. So, one of my lists that I played in a mission against my wife was Death Rain and three of the cheap TIE Advanced with accuracy correctors. And it just so happened that against the list that she built, it was quite devastating.
you're just a horrible person.
I actually quite like the advanced with accuracy corrector, just because the consistency of those two hits, and it doesn't matter if you bump or you K-turn, like, you can
You're
always
getting them,
get
yeah.
that. Against some lists, a lot of the ace lists, it's probably not so good. Like, competitively, it's not going to be a thing, but I actually quite liked it.
So I'm just going to throw it. We're up to 90 viewers now.
Well, now we're at the business end.
Yep. 90 people watching this game. 90.
Let's put extra pressure on you guys. You might want to have a shot.
Yeah. Dice were rolled.
Oh,
No, we're only playing, guys. Make sure you play the best game you can.
I recommend always playing the worst game you can.
On stream in front of
On
90
stream.
people.
Yeah. I think the problem might be that they both forgot to bring all their dice, so
Yeah, they don't want to embarrass themselves by having to roll one dice 3 times for each TLT shot.
Formation. I don't know how this will work. I've never tried to do it like this. I think I'm angling myself a little bit.
I think any buff for the E-Wing would have to take up a swap that Corran Horn needs.
yeah.
So, an astromech upgrade that ruins R2D2 on him, or something that stops fire controls. X7 will definitely see use. It's raw
Even if it's just
efficiency. No, it's too good. You still struggle to build more than a three ship list with a defender, but X7 is extremely good.
So we're at 22 and a half minutes,
Precedent mostly, which is what I was trying to do.
and
So it's like, he was at a
no dice rolled.
No, but we do
At some point, I may point out to Danny that Ian has initiative and wins if nothing good happens.
Yeah.
Alright. This is getting crazy. Let's see what's going to happen here.
Do you think both defender titles will be equally popular, Chris? I know I
In
wanna try
isolation,
the,
Vesserit is always going to want tie D. Obviously, we don't know what the other defenders do, so unless there's some amazing synergy, I actually like tie D with the Flechette cannon because it's only a 2-point upgrade, and yeah, it's only 1 point of damage, but it's a stress token and an additional point of damage on top of what you would have done without it.
yeah.
But for a lot of the time, I just think the raw efficiency you can get out of X7 is pretty good.
So onto dials.
You can still give Rex Labrath the tie/D title, it just doesn't do anything with HLC. So you can still make it a tie/D, it just doesn't actually let you fire a cannon and then the primary.
That sounds awesome.
It's like if you want to get Tycho up to PS9, you can use VI on him and then A-Wing Test Pilot. Then you can use a -1 pilot skill and adaptability to bring him down to 9. It works.
You are right. That does work. You should do that.
I will. And I'll still beat you.
I'm not going to deny that. Alright, this game is thrilling, so here's some Star Wars sounds.
The worst part about this is now everyone knows exactly how slow
That sounded like something shooting couldn't have happened in this game.
Yeah.
Ignore that, not relevant.
Yeah.
It's okay, we still have 49 minutes and 30 seconds before Danny has to realise that he loses on initiative.
R2 is getting a little annoyed.
Use the dice rolling app next to the mic so it sounds like we're getting to roll dice. He won't actually roll them for the superstition of using up his good luck now. That was the sound of a ship blowing up on a table next to this one.
That was in fact the Millennium Falcon flyby.
I wonder if in Bill's game there's been any great shots by Jansen. That's for
imagine
any of the
so.
people who have been through the stream all day.
I'm not sure I should play this one because it is in fact a noise from filthy prequel trilogy.
Greg is not a fan.
I thought he was going to do too much. That's not fair again. I don't like that at all.
As you can see, once we get into these later rounds, it does come a lot more cagey in the play.
Alright, I can't shoot if I have initiative.
Yeah. It's understandable. It's not necessarily the most exciting to watch,
Did you check?
but
So it does look like Mux might have a shot on the tower.
All the obstacles, or we can't get it any further.
The best way to do it is hold Mux and hold the tower and see if the actual dial, the ranger will fit through or not. If it will not fit through, it's in range.
Fit through, so out of range. Almost had a shot, but not quite.
If he had turned in like he was supposed to, it's
If
all
you,
his fault.
that is the sound of the lasers bouncing off asteroids. We'll pretend they shot and just
They are
didn't do any
trying hard
damage.
to liven us up.
That was actually the sound of Chewie's bowcaster, which, as we all know, is powerful enough to.
Explode 3 stormtroopers at once and give Kylo Ren a flesh wound.
Yeah. It's making the noises for what we want to happen. Maybe they will.
So that's Kyle leaving now. He finished in 9th place. I mocked him relentlessly for it.
He was sad, but it was actually a clean cut.
Yeah.
He was 3 and 2, 15 points, and the top 8 were all 4 and 1
Yeah.
at 20 points.
It was
so
a very good clean cut.
yeah, he didn't miss it out due to MOV or anything.
No,
Still sad.
I did speak to him about it afterwards, and he was saying that he can isolate mistakes in his losses as well. It's always better, I feel, if you know that the stuff that you did wrong, rather than getting into realms of blaming dice and if buts and maybes.
Yeah. ATC or fire control for Colza?
Bill was a big fan of fire control. I personally prefer fire control on him because I don't want to spend it if I have ATC.
Yeah.
Situational, but I don't think it's high enough pilot skill to justify ATC.
And yeah, on Monday we saw Terrence fly.
Terrence as well, wasn't it? Yeah.
Calls it, yeah. He had FCS on him. Alright, there's definitely
There has to
gonna
be some
firing.
shooting this time because
There's
my
gotta
wings
be.
are facing each other.
So this cagey match is
About to get less cagey.
yeah. Z95 moving in.
So it looks like he's going to deliberately bump the stress hog to get a good angle.
Yeah.
So do you spread the stress out now, or do you focus 2 stress onto 1?
As we mentioned it earlier, they don't care that much about the stress.
And that's why I think I'd spread it.
Spread it out.
2 ships without an action in 1 shooting phase feels better to me when it's not going to matter too much. We'll see.
Alright.
So this could devolve into a nice mess.
A mess of the nicest type.
Next round is going to be interesting. Those large rocks.
Changing the angle here to make sure that the rock just where his left hand is at the moment isn't going to be an issue for him.
It shouldn't matter. I think he's clear.
Controversial. Scum wins the series open, it will be with an M3A.
Is that because everyone's going to vote for an M3A as a ship that has to be flown in the final? So it is mathematically impossible for the Scum to win it and not have flown an M3A? I'm on to your games.
I have flown a 4 M3A list. Was that against you?
I don't think so.
with 3 interceptors?
Oh, did I fly that? No.
Or was it
no.
Whisper and
I can't remember. It might have been. Were they mango cannons?
no HLCs?
No, I don't think it was me. Might have been. I might have lost and then just blocked it from my memory. I only win games with X-Wings.
I did win that game with 4 M3As.
For the Seek to be good with tractor beam, it needs a good support ship to actually make it good. Because tractor beam on its own will not do anything.
Alright.
So that is Poe down to PS0 through Tor Hill Mux. So Tor Hill is in arc at range 2, I believe. So first TLT shot, spending his focus token.
Through a rock.
It's through a rock.
This is.
Yeah.
If you can
Just
put
make
the-
sure you place the dice in
Have it.
and under the camera. Yep. Looks like 3 evades.
Oh, 2 evades and 1
2
focus.
evades and 1 focus.
Which, if it is Poe.
No, sorry, 2 evades and 1 evade and 2 focus.
Okay. Yeah, that makes more
So
sense.
that's why there's a choice to make.
Yeah.
It was in range 2.
Spend it.
That extra few millimeters.
Probably doesn't want to spend it, but he's thinking.
So is that a point of damage?
Yep.
1 point of damage for one Poe, and 2 hits this time. Auto thrusters kicked in, so spending it was
Full
a
ability.
Poe
So
ability.
yeah, it was range 2. It had to be for Torkill's ability to kick in.
Yeah, sorry. It's been that long, I forgot which list was which.
So that'll be
Yeah, so 1 shield off Poe.
We have dice rolled.
Yep.
Damage has been done. So,
I think there is a couple of obvious choices here for Danny, but it just depends how Ian's attack dice roll.
yeah. So with initiative, Ian now is attacking with all of his Pilot Skill 2 ships. It's like he's shooting number 1. Thinking about the. And he did spend that focus.
Yep.
It's like an evade roll, so I believe
So
that's
2
1.
shields off of number 2.
Was that not an evade that he rolled?
Yeah. How much damage did you just take?
2 shields.
Okay.
So it must have been
1 shield.
So this is off number 1.
Uh, 2.
TLT shots. 2
So
more.
1 shield and then 1 damage.
So shields down on number 1 and 1 damage on the hull. And now choice with the stress hog.
Okay, so primary, no stress.
Primary at range 2, 1 dice.
1 crit.
That is an evade, so a crit goes through. You can read that out for us, guys.
Receive 1 stress, then put it down.
Okay,
Oh,
so
there's irony for you. Yeah.
the stress hog managed to stress in with the primary.
Sorry, that's TLT. Same guy.
That's why I'm doing the wrong list.
TLT on the same guy. There's 2 more. So I believe he has 1 left on number 1.
Yep, there we go. We are back in the game. I've figured out what I'm doing.
Unfortunately, I had to tell you about that last time.
So
So this is shots at a bandit now. 2 hits.
So you have that gold squadron at 4 hull and 0 shields. There we go. So I don't think any damage went through there.
Just one damage onto Bandit so far.
And this looks like number 3 firing
Just-
onto
2 hits
TLT.
again. It's been pretty consistent with its 2 hits, but unfortunately, so that is evaded.
Yeah. This looks like
Only one, which is evaded. Triple evade.
so this is number 2 firing on the bandit.
And another point of damage. Yeah.
So not quite enough.
Oh, that is the wrong one. Sorry. There we go.
Pilot's got 0 po. He's going to try and finish off that number 1.
So spends his focus to explode with final allowing.
Because he had 4 damage already, right?
Yeah.
So,
So Syndicate Thug number 1.
for sure. Yeah, it's just for official or sake.
That is
So
number
yes.
1 down.
They have to draw all the damage cards because it can make a difference for what is left in the deck.
I think I have how many of these?
So it's 25 points start now for Ian.
Oh, you're rolling my
So
damage
that
against.
worked out pretty well for
Actually,
Ian.
because getting out
I
of
Bandit
think splitting the shot from Torquil onto Poe instead of just going everything against one ship was a mistake.
Yeah,
If he was shooting at Poe at all, I think everything should have gone onto him.
yeah. I think probably his thought was shoot a Poe. If he'd got 2 damage through, then he would have continued to shoot at Poe.
Yeah.
As it was, he wanted to try and take 1 ship off the table, and the Bandit was the best option.
Yeah, some
quite
some
push it
decent
through.
green results for him, just when he needed them.
But those rocks are...
Well placed to assist Danny here,
Yeah.
but I have a feeling that there's going to be inside the bubble soon.
Those 2 rocks, definitely a problem.
I think he's just checking what kind of move won't clip that rock. If he can do something green to get that shield back.
Of course, everything else of his will be moving first.
Don't remind him. Because that's not how Torquil works. Mux unfortunately doesn't just change your power score to 0 forever.
So, dials are down.
Yeah. So Bandit first.
It's going in for the kill.
Yeah, should take up a good position here and block a lot of the Scum Y-Wings moves.
If you were Danny, would you not have been peeling away to the right with those Y-Wings?
There is that chance. It depends how
maintain.
worried he is about auto thrusters on Poe. if he wants to try and keep him in arc for another round of shooting, then maybe the one banks in would be okay, but it just depends on the mindset of how nervous he is about auto thrusters, how much he wants to focus down that bandit. I think Mux has to be making a quick escape though.
It's like a bump from
The stress hog.
Again, maintaining that good arc.
Unfortunately, games based around Paul's list with the two TLTs and the bandit and any other TLT list are always going to be this way. They lack massive damage output, which is what makes most games of X-Wing exciting for people to watch. They don't swing too much. I do believe there's only one more 4 TLT list in the cut though, so it should be okay.
So it looks like he just missed debris field.
On this first one.
No.
That is going to be a
That
bump.
is
I
going to
think.
bump.
Let you slide it out. Just to make sure. Yeah, just make sure all the dots are. Oh.
So,
Mux's move.
inside the TLT bubble.
A 2 bank. Poe didn't move, he could take that primary attack at him.
Now the big reveal.
Is it the Talon roll?
Is it a Talon roll or is it just a hard 3? Hard 3.
I was expecting a Talon roll up behind where his hog is. Well, that stops the action now. It looks like he's clipping the rock.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But it does keep Poe safe for now. It was a white move, but primary weapon from number 2 Syndicate Thug should be in range 1, so 3 dice attack. Has the potential to start chipping away at him. And the other question is the bandit in range 1 of Torhill or not?
Yeah. Obviously, Danny is really hoping not.
So the choice for Mux here has got to be one of those 2 hogs. Or you could go for a bandit if it's not in range 1. Sorry, if it is in range 1 of Mux.
You're talking about choice for his ability.
Yeah. So Torhill Mux now, I feel you've got to take this bandit off the table.
Let's check. So just checking range for the bandit.
Oh, I pushed him.
So it looks to be within range 1, so no shot from a TLT from Torhill other than on the Y-Wing TLT.
It's through a rock.
Yeah, closest to closest, it's through a rock. One evade, but still the damage.
1 damage. Spending for 2 and another damage.
So 1 shield left on that one.
Oh, they're all full? Most of them?
So now Ian's 3 pilots go 2 ships. You see that Gold's forgotten TLT could TLT back onto Torquil.
That's range 1.
Looks like that is the Z95. Onto number 3. 2 shields. Syndicate Throw number 3.
2 shields from Syndicate Thug number 3. It's pretty tense at the moment. I feel like one more of Danny's ships goes down before it can do anything severe to any of Ian's ships. The game's going to spiral quickly.
So Ian just trying to decide his targets.
The TLT is going on to the same Y wing, it's just damaged. Ignoring Mux for now. So there you go. I think this is the right choice. You have to keep concentrating fire with Ian's kind of list because it just whacks damage output so badly.
So 2 more off Syndicate Thug 3.
Yep. So that's 0 shields and down to 4 hull. Seems like Bill's done something good. I can hear him shouting and cheering from here.
So, Stress Hog.
Do you feel we picked the wrong game?
Well, so Stress Hog spends his focus.
Gets an evade, so it's irrelevant.
Is through
The TLT shot,
and that's
one more, is evaded as well.
second TLT shot.
2 hits this time, and no evade, so that is him down to 3 hit hull points left on Syndicate Thug number 3.
Yes.
This one might not even have a shot, so I mean, we should measure.
Remember, Stress Hog should have shot last because it's PS0. It's irrelevant, but
Oh, no. Who did you make?
it was the Stress Hog.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was thinking, I'm used to you. I thought you were hitting these guys. We need a marker for
So we did do it in the wrong order there, but it means that the focus token isn't there for defense.
Oh, 2 evades.
Yeah.
I believe that was number 2 with a primary on Poe,
I wouldn't call them multiple.
which is evaded. And TLT
Then it is
on
took focus.
TLT.
So that's 1 damage through on the TLT.
Yep, West Shield is down.
Yeah.
And second TLT shot is another damage. So
Trading pretty well, but say the loss of that first Y-wing without taking anything down really hurts the damage output of the list.
yeah.
That's the one we got a marker on.
So back to dials. So in case anyone is wondering about the choice of game to stream, we wanted to stream guys that hadn't yet been on in the stream, and all 3 of the other quarterfinals had at least 1 player that had been on the stream during the Swiss. So that's why we got Danny and Ian on.
So, seeing as you guys have been pretty loyal, and I think we've got 90 viewers still at the moment, anyone who's interested in winning a Sutnia Fell card, alt art card, just post Fell in the chat and we'll do a draw in a second. That is Fell with an F. Free Sutnia Fell alt art card, guys. Anyone interested?
Just got handed the first result slip. That was in fact Bill winning against Trevor. 100 points to 66. So I can only assume that crying out earlier was perhaps something unexpected that went in his favor. I'll try and get a word with him at some point.
No, not Sutnia Fell, just Fell. Yeah, I'm going to give you a couple more minutes, guys. Once the timer hits 19 minutes, I will be doing the roll.
What is our time?
20
We have
minutes
20 minutes
remaining.
left. So I can understand why people are taking lists like these into tournaments. They are really solid competitive lists. But I play X-Wing for the fun.
Are you trying to say this isn't a fun game? 90 people watching this game. Blasphemy.
Well, ask those two how much fun it was at the end of the game.
I think the one who wins will say it a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got 10 seconds remaining, guys, so going to be doing the roll in 10 seconds for a free alternate art Sutnia Fell card. And the winner is... Oh, come on.
Obeyed Dragoon.
Yeah, there we go. Oh dear.
Chris is from Wigan.
I
It's
can't
okay.
read that crap. So, if you want to send us a message on Twitch with your address, we'll get that in the mail for you.
So, looks like dials have been placed and we're on the move. So I think that was the Bandit just bumping. Gold Squadron TLT. What do you know? He's bumping.
That's my theme today.
Okay, I'm going to send you a message and then you can reply to it.
Yeah, don't worry. I don't know how Twitch chat works either. Anyway, signed up on Twitch. We were doing the first stream.
Yep, so make sure you give us a send.
So, that looks like Stress Hog. K turning. Does not take damage. Double stresses himself.
Yep, that's more than good enough, thank you.
Alright, and we have our second result. And it looks like Derek took apart Terrence. So your list
no,
with
sad
Whisper
times.
and the PS12 did not make it past the quarters. So I'm just gonna have a quick look to see Derek's list. So
He's
Derek-
flying pole paces.
He's playing Palpaces, but Captain Yor.
Yep. Good job. Good job.
And he's just mouthing to me that it was all luck. So if he's saying that, then I'm sure Terrence will be turning the air blue. I'll give him a chance to calm down before we get him on.
There's some interesting winners coming through here. So let's see. Ones we've had in. I've done that one. Just need to enter it.
So, 2 results in. Poutine. It is fries with cheese curds and gravy. And it is
It's
delicious.
chips, cheese, and gravy.
If you're from the UK, it's chips, cheese, and gravy. And if you're from the US, it's
Disgusting.
fries, cheese, and gravy.
I think it was only like Quebec who actually used real cheese curd.
Probably. Actually, there's a good place in Canmore for anyone who's reasonably local. It's called La Belle Patate in Canmore. I've been there a few times.
I still want to go to the British Chippy.
Yep.
I want pie chips and gravy.
I was telling Chris about this. British Chippy. It's run by some people from Wigan. I've been there a few times. Unfortunately, it's right in the south of Calgary, and I live pretty much as far north as you can get, and Chris lives in Cochrane, which is even further north.
Yeah. I think so that's another damage onto a TLT.
Alright, there's a game going on.
Oh yeah. And
Fell asleep.
how rude. 2 hits left on the TLT now.
So that's the Gold Squadron. Took some damage.
Indeed.
So the Bandit blocked Syndicate Thug 2. And it looks like Stress Hog stressed Bandit 2.
The Stress Hog took 2 stress from landing on.
Right.
I believe 2 tried to do something weird.
Tried to okay.
Is can't read it, sorry guys.
Yep. Reduce your agility by 1 to a maximum of 0.
Fun times.
Roll an attack die.
So that was a crit on is that Syndicate Thug number 3?
It's number 2, I believe. Yeah, that's him dead, sorry. Number
So that must have been number 3. That was the one that was almost dead.
Indeed.
So we'll see which one he takes off the board. Or is he dead? Has he got 4 damage?
I believe we're doing simultaneous fire.
Right. That is a good call. A lot of pilot skill too.
It closest to closest doesn't go through a rock, so he's got him there. Yeah, so he's got some points back into it.
Z95 is dead. And Syndicate Thug number 3 also dead. Looks like it's going to
So
only be
TLT's down as well.
primary from number 2 onto that TLT. So we have an undamaged Syndicate Thug and undamaged Torkel Mux up against Poe and the Stress Hog.
10 minutes remaining.
I believe Poe still has 1 shield down, or has he?
I've not
Regenerated.
seen him. No, it seems to have regenerated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Must
he's
have
in
missed
green.
that in all of the excitement.
Talking about poutine.
Pie chips and gravy.
So in terms of points, Ian has the advantage with 10 minutes to go.
Ian does have the advantage here. Unfortunately, Paul seems to be in the wrong direction. Hit point wise, it's 2 undamaged ships against 2 undamaged ships. Obviously, Paul has the ability to output a lot more damage.
Okay, and here we go. We have the other result, and it looks like Calvin's 4 TLTs took out Patrick's
Oh,
IGs.
it's a good result for Calvin. Took out the first seed. So Patrick doesn't even make it to bridesmaid status this time.
Yep. Sad times for Patrick.
Unsurprisingly, this is the last game to finish. Luckily, it means we don't have to fill as much dead air this time. I'm quite happy.
That's true.
So the Stress Hog takes more stress, having not actually used the ability to stress itself.
Well, it would actually be nice if we could get all the games done before time. Maybe get out of here
Before midnight.
before midnight. Would be nice.
It's been a long day. I think in 8 minutes we'll have done a 12-hour shift. Yeah.
Yep, 8:22. 2 rounds to go. Makes me even more glad that one guy did not show up to make it 6 rounds.
Someone
Cut
would have
to top
dropped.
8.
We didn't actually have any drops either, did we?
No.
44 players and everyone completed it, not a single drop. That's how good the scene is here. That's what I like to see. 44 players, nobody dropped.
Yeah, that was really good. I think a lot of people were sticking around because they wanted the C3PO card, and with it only being top 32, a lot of people had to wait and see until after round 5.
Delivered. Good job, Hawk. I know, good job, Y-Wing, in fact.
Ask Calvin about that. He's a big fan of debating Y-Wings.
And this 7 minutes can't go by quick enough. In fairness, if Danny can actually pull it out, but it's not looking promising.
Yeah, with both Poe and the Gold Squadron undamaged.
this guy. I don't use it. Okay, TLT.
I believe that was
And you know what?
Syndicate Thug 2 onto the Stress Hog, 2 shields down.
Sorry, I was doing something else.
Now that I'm piled up, I should have given him the stress too. My mistake.
And who's attacking? Is this... Who's attacking, guys?
TLT. My stress cost, so I fired my primary on him.
Okay.
TLT on him.
So it's
So-
the wrong way around, apparently.
Okay. So...
Second TLT.
There we go. Whatever. Stuff, things. Dice were rolled.
Primary.
So Stress Hog, primary weapon on number 2, and TLT on the Hawk must be just in arc.
Yeah, back to dials for 5 more minutes of fun.
So I believe there was a shield down off Poe?
Must have been the primary attack from
Yeah.
here.
Primary.
I thought it was TLT, which is
So
fine.
Poe lost 1 shield.
Coded.
Yeah.
So that'll serve no purpose. R2D2 will come in really handy.
With that tiny rock.
Mustachio Rock to a rescue.
It's gonna force Poe the other way. So yeah, tournament attendance has steadily grown. The 2014 regional, we had 26, and then the following year, I believe we had just a regular season kit event that had, I think, about the same 24, and then our store championship last year, we had 30, I believe, and then we've been running a series of events this year called the Player of the Year.
3 minutes, 16 seconds.
So for the Player of the Year, we started with a 100-point dogfight tournament, and I think we got 30, maybe 31. And the second event was an epic event, so not quite as many for that, but it was still very good attendance. And this event now, 44. Very happy with that, especially considering the vast majority are Calgary players. So it means that the scene here in town has grown immensely.
So I'm just going to take a moment to point out that we have at some point today hit a maximum concurrent viewers of 119 people watching the stream.
Yeah.
So thanks a lot, guys. We really
That's
appreciate
amazing.
it. The entire reason we started streaming at all was intending to cover this event, and in 2 weeks I think we've come quite a long way.
Yep. So they haven't made decisions on regionals yet for this year in Canada. We have applied. I know stores in Edmonton have applied. There's no guarantee that there will be one in Alberta. But fingers crossed. The fact that we've been getting good attendances and now that we're doing this kind of live stream, hopefully FFG will pay attention Last year, the decision was made by Lion Rampant, who are the.
Exclusive distributor for Canada.
That's right, and they had the choice. It was in Calgary at one of the other stores.
So stuff's happening. Dice are being rolled. Ian still won the game.
1 minute.
Well, with, as we said, range 2. 1 hit. 2 dice for you.
So
Okay, dials.
we'll see for regionals. If we do get regionals, may possibly look at an alternate venue. We can fit more. We had space for 48 today,
Set up, ready to go.
set up ready to go. We could have fit more than that. Possibly up to about 64.
I think if we move stuff around downstairs as well, but then it's getting silly. It's easier to just
Yeah.
take a new venue.
And it's, I guess we could limit it and cap the event. I don't like that.
I don't like. I think if you're going to apply for an event that size
Yeah.
and you've not got the kahunas to go all out and do it, you shouldn't even apply.
Yeah. So I mean, there are other options for places that we could hold it.
Yeah, that is time, guys. Finish the round that you're on.
So they're placing dials. They've already started. So we'll continue and finish this round.
I believe that it is now mathematically impossible for Danny to actually win due to the TLT factor of only being able to output 4 damage.
Yeah. Yeah. If that Gold Squadron.
Paul's still got 2 shields, and the Gold Squadron is still on 5 holds.
I
So
was going to get another shield back.
Yeah.
So yeah.
it is now impossible for Danny to win with his TLT shots.
So yeah, there's another store champs at Myth Games, which is March 26th.
Yeah. I don't believe Imaginary Wars have posted anything about if they're having one or not.
No, I haven't seen anything.
I've only seen them do the Thursday night casual stuff.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if Myth are going to cap their event. I don't think they've got room in store for this many players.
I think we are the biggest store in most towns. There's not many bigger.
No. As far as I'm aware, we were the largest store in North America until one in Texas opened relatively recently. It's a bit bigger, but a lot of their space is purely event space. In terms of retail space, I think we're still the biggest. We have a quite large selection. Anyone out there who's into military games, we have, I think it's probably a 2,000 or 3,000 square feet section of the store that is just military and historical stuff. So
We've got far too much space dedicated to Magic the Gathering. You know, for me, all that paper must be constituted a fire hazard.
And then I shoot at him, so unless I get all 3 and one's a double hit crit, it won't matter.
So the point in this last round out, it is mathematically impossible
No, it was
for
possible.
Danny
If
to
I
win
got all
at this
3 and
point.
crit with the double.
You've already won. What do you mean? It's mathematically impossible for Danny to have won.
Yeah. Oh, for Danny.
So,
Yeah. So
I was
there we
worried
go.
we were gonna finish him with
Yep.
all 4 TLTs.
They've called it.
so we have Ian as the victor there. And close game. It's still just enough for a full win. So you managed to keep 90 people watching your game there, guys. Well done.
I apologize.
I'm so popular.
It was,
Oh dear. Ignore this bit where they say no, they're not waiting. They loved it. Don't get trolled by Twitch chat.
well, you do what you got to do to try and win.
Yeah.
So my strategy was to try and lure him through the asteroids.
Yeah.
to make him run after me. It's hard when the stress spot, but it didn't really happen.
No, it's a shame. I think it was a good plan, but then when your Y-wing went down with much damage,
Yeah, at the
going
beginning.
between ships,
That
that changes the matchup a little bit too much. Once Paul can take on 2 TLT solo in the end game, so.
Well, I liked when I saw him mess up his formation with the Hawk. I liked that because I was almost in a good position, and then for some harebrained idea, I was planning to have my Bandit bump into Poe, not thinking Bandit moves first, and then I was at the wrong angle, and it took me like a couple of turns to correct. That's why I moved him forward and purposely 2-turned into him to straighten him out. Otherwise, I would have gunned it after him and picked off his straggler, so I was so mad at myself for that.
At 6 games of X-Wing, it gets tiring. Those mistakes start creeping in. So.
And you start remembering past games, and I remember rolling so many double evades on the Hawk. So I was using him as bait to kind of bring him out here. Then I was planning on scooting him around and letting the TLTs do the heavy lifting.
Yeah, everyone thinks the Hawk's like
So,
not as good, but
mail off to Twitch
I've
chat.
played him twice now,
Yeah.
and the Hawk is made up for the 3 less damage or that a Y-wing has, just in his evades and what else he did with it. And I was worried he was going to clobber me because after I beat him the first time, I said, if you had just taken out my my Bandit in the first time, and this time he split it on
Was
Poe,
that
you could have
shot
done
onto
it
Paul?
again.
Yeah, I don't know why Torhill didn't go for Bandit as well.
Yeah.
I felt you had to go either all on Poe or all on the Bandit first. So.
It's true, and I was tempted by Poe. By Toe. I managed to take out a Suntir really early on in one game too, where Suntir was out as bait and only 2 TLTs took him out. So
No, it's just one of those things. It's how the dice fall sometimes. Well, thanks a lot, guys. I don't want to keep you too long here. I know you need to have a break before the next round.
I got Doug.